Hallo zusammen. Hello everyone. Very nice to be here. Very warm welcome for all of you. I'm very happy. Well, let me tell you this. It's my first conference in 2 years. And I'm very, very happy to see you in person. It's completely different. I forgot my cards. I was very happy that my suit fit, sort of. But you know, we are getting there. So I'm very happy to introduce you to Dirk Antonissen, who's founder and partner of Pulso Europe, and Inge van der Brande. She's director of Pulso Europe, and Pulso is located in the beautiful Leuven in Belgium. You should go there anyway to have a beer. But also to visit maybe Pulso Europe. And both of them are here to present to you about the employee well-being and organizational dynamics tool, which I think is very helpful and interesting. Let me say this. Dirk Antonissen is, I don't know for how many decades in the business of employee well-being. I think it might be 30 or even 40 years of employee well-being business. And Inge van der Brande is 10 years now with Pulso Europe. And beforehand she was professor for human resources management in the University of Leuven for 10 years. So welcome, the two of you. My name is Matthias Conradt. I represent Asklepios today, clinics and hospitals. I'm not the managing director of Asklepios. I would be very happy to be it, but I'm a managing director. There are many, there are 150 or 200 managing directors in Asklepios. So I represent Asklepios, and I will tell you a little bit about the background why we sought the help of Inge and Dirk and employed the what tool ourselves. Very briefly, so it's very apparent for all of us that the HR perspective changed completely in the last 2 years. There is a radical transformation, at least that's what we observe. And apart from money and a safe job, people expect a little bit more. That was before the COVID situation, also true. But I think the whole thing was very reinforcing of that kind of transformation. So they expect more flexibility, they expect more autonomy, they expect more appreciation. And we think it's, we observe it in every kind of industry. So it doesn't really matter in which industry or organization you work in, the developments are the same and the trends are the same. So people expect change. The difficult thing is that the answers are not universal. That is, what we find, you know, clinics and hospitals are very special places to work in. We find that every organization has to find its own way to deal with these kind of questions and to deal with that kind of transformation. And to be able to do that, you have to know what's going on. You have to know what's going on in your own organization and what people and employees want and don't want, what motivates them and demotivates them. So the motivation and the demotivation can be different regarding the organization and the industry. That's what we observe. And that's why we decided to take on the what tool. And I don't want to present you the what tool now because that's Dirk and Inge's job. But I think it's a very, very helpful tool, not only because you have results afterwards, but you can analyze in depth what people moves. And I hope it's going to be very helpful for you and your organization. Sit back, enjoy, and now welcome Dirk and Inge, and the what tool.
Okay, thank you, Matthias. Very short, before I give the floor to Inge, who will present more about the what tool itself, and then afterwards I will give a very short demonstration. If you have more interest, we have also a stand there where we can talk more in depth if you want. So we are indeed a company that's interested in well-being at work, and we are especially interested to motivate employees of our client companies in the best possible way and to make the companies vibrant. And that can be all different ways. It can be through architecture, it can be through, let's say, matching values, cultural values of the company with the values of the individual. It could be also through other ways. And that's what we would like to find out with our tool. Very short about our company. It's a spin-off company of the Leuven University. We are based in different countries, and we are inspired in general by facts and figures and science-based. So we work for many different companies and organizations in different fields. And I'm happy now to give the floor to Inge to introduce the what to you.
Thank you, Dirk. So Matthias told you already what do you get from the what tool. It gives you a deeper insight in the well-being of your employees at the one hand, the positive well-being indicators like their motivation, their engagement at work, their commitment to your organization, but also the negative well-being indicators that can also be present at work, like higher stress levels, risk on burnout, undesirable behavior. At the other hand, it also gives you insight, a deeper insight in the dynamics of your organization at all the levels, the task level, the team level, the management level, the organizational level, and how these dynamics in your organization impact the well-being of your employees at a company level, but also at team levels or other subgroup levels. And with this what tool, you can also determine priorities for your company and your different teams. What is important? What motivates them? What really motivates them, or what gives them stress? And together with the companies, we will use this tool, we will determine the priorities, and we will also help the companies translate these priorities into actions. So we guide companies to increase the well-being of the employees. What are the characteristics of the tool? So it's based on a questionnaire, an evidence-based questionnaire. It's also up to date, the questionnaire, because it's a new tool. Before we worked with another tool, but we updated the questionnaire to new theoretical models. It takes only 10 to 15 minutes to fill it out as an employee. It's an all-in-one tool, so it measures really all the factors in your organization that can impact the well-being, but it's also modular. If companies want a shorter questionnaire, they can leave out some modules, or if they want to add specific factors that are important for their company, they can also add these specific factors. So it's really also a flexible tool. What is also very nice is that the reporting, it gives very nice results, but it's also a dynamic and interactive reporting. We will show it later. Dirk will show it. And it's also very fast. A few days after the data collection, we have all the results available in an online dashboard for the company, but also for all the teams, for the managers. And so you can directly go to the interpretation of the results and define actions, where in the past it took sometimes a while, especially for big companies, it took a while to have the results ready. You will see that the presentation of the results is clear, intuitive, so everything is presented in an online dashboard. There are also powerful analysis options, so if you have an hypothesis, you can immediately find the answer on your hypothesis in the tool. It gives you specific reference points for actions with the priorities, the weak points, the strong points of your company and of your departments, and so on. We have also, for the individual employees, a possibility to receive individual feedback. That's also something very important for the employees, because they also ask, why I have to fill in this questionnaire? We give immediately also an individual feedback report with individual advices about how to cope with stress, how to increase your motivation, how to discuss these results with your manager, for example. So we give this feedback and advice to the individual employees. And as you also will see, we have several benchmark options. We have a European benchmark. We have a specific German benchmark also. You can also benchmark your results internally, so compare your department, for example, with the totality of the company. Everything is possible. So it's much more than a classical survey or the classical risk analysis as we know them from in the past. Here you can see the dimensions or the concepts that we measure in the questionnaire. So it's about positive and negative well-being indicators. Also the Net Promoter Score is in the questionnaire. We have 6 driver groups, so elements, factors in the work situation that can have an impact on the well-being of the employees, so on the different levels. And of course, there are also socio-demographic variables, so that we can compare results, for example, between age groups, between men and women, and other variables. In total, it's 100 questions, but as I told you, you can skip questions or add questions. Here you see the different benchmark options, but we will show them also in the demo. This is just an example of the individual feedback report. So it's also possible to read the advices and the feedback on a smartphone, also to fill out a questionnaire on a smartphone. So that's very handy for the employees. The tool is available in different languages. You can see all the languages here on the slide, but we are working on other languages. It's also validated in all these languages, the tool. And for the different countries we work in, we have different partnerships. And in Germany, we work with Insight. So that's the company Matthias is also responsible for. And we have our first clients now in Germany with the Asklepios Kliniken. So we are very happy to tell you more about it also after the presentation in the breaks. I will now give the floor to Dirk, who will present the demo of the online dashboards. So what you get as a manager or as a company.
Okay, thank you, Inge. This is an example of, I will stand here because it make me easier to move the mouse, and that's necessary. So here you have an example of, for example, the HR manager receives after a couple of days when the survey has been done with all the employees. This is a company where 476 persons have completed the survey, and I, as an HR manager, I want to know what's happening with my company. This is an international company which is based in Germany, so we have a German benchmark. It's a fictive company, to be honest, so you should not look for who is exactly behind this company. And as an HR manager, I heard already rumors about that there is a lot of stress complaints in my company, and I want to verify. I want to verify whether this is really true, and also I want to know, as an HR director, what can I do about it? What are my let's say, different measure possibilities on the different levels of my company. And what I see here, this is my first, it's in the overview of the reportal that I receive. I see here immediately the 8 well-being indicators. You have the 4 positive ones, engagement, job satisfaction, organizational commitment, and loyalty. And you have the 4 more negative well-being indicators like stress complaints, inappropriate behavior, burnout, and absenteeism. And what I can see, indeed, what was the hypothesis, is that there is more stress than in the benchmark. You see it because it's red, and red is, let's say, worse than the benchmark, and green is better than the benchmark, gray is, let's say, on the same level. You can see in this overview also the driver groups, how it's going with the driver, the strong points and attention points, and the levers. But we will not be able to to really have a look in detail. You can have it afterwards also at our booth, but let's see what we can do about the stress. We can click on the stress because this is really an important point. So we click on the stress, and then we see what's happening with the stress. First, I look at which are the problems related to stress that I have in my company, and I see here sleep problems, red, more sleep problems than others, physical complaints, tension, irritability, and depressive complaints. All are in red, so that means that indeed, overall in my organization, people have more complaints than in the benchmark. And I see also the repartition. There are 34% have low sleep problems, 43% has medium sleep problems, and 22% have really serious sleep problems in my company. But then the question is, what can I do about it? And I want to know what can I do about the different levels. So I will look at the different levels, what I can do about it. Let me first, it's a bit difficult to manage this mouse like this. So here we have an indicator of all the stress impact factors within the organization at the different levels, compared with the benchmark, and also compared with the benchmark with the impact on stress. And let me see on the individual levels which are the points that might be important. So I see here all kinds of individual factors that have an impact, and what has really an impact on stress and is worse than the benchmark, it's fear of change. So if I want to do something on an individual level, probably I have to focus on this fear of change. How can we cope with change? How can we, let's say, make people more resistant with change? That's maybe an action point that I can take. Let us have a look also on the job demands. What I see on the job demands, there is one thing that really pops out as a factor that has, let's say, high impact on stress, and which is also worse than the German benchmark, and that's the work-life balance. So maybe if we could work or should work on stress in this situation, in this company, in my company as HR manager, on the job demands level, let's see what we can do on the work-life issue. Maybe we can organize focus groups to rethink how we organize work and life. Maybe we should work more from home and have more flexibility. There are different ways how to cope with that issue. Let's see also on the task motivator issue. What is clear there is role clarity. Apparently, the roles are not very clear in my organization. And if I work on role clarity, I can really work on that more than, for example, ownership or personal development. That seems to be nice in my organization. It's better than the benchmark, but role clarity, it's something I should work on. Let's see on the team level, work organization. So the way the work is organized in my company is one of the key points that I should work on. And you can continue like that. You can continue with the management level. The management level, there are not too many bad points, not really. But what I should keep is the good things also. We should also focus on the good things. And what we see here is that compared to the German benchmark, managers give more appreciation in my company, and they give also more instrumental support. So that means that probably we should enhance this and reinforce this, because this is really helping our employees in our organization. Finally, there are maybe some organizational issues that we should enhance. And here we see training and development opportunities, procedural fairness, staff retention, career opportunities, support during change. All these issues seem to be also very important for my stress level, to decrease my stress level. Well, that's one example how you can cope with that, but let me see also to something else. I understood from what I heard in my from the other directors in my company that especially there is a problem with the people that work in shifts, in the night shift or other shifts. So let's have a look what's happening with these people. So I go to the heat map, and there I have an impression about different factors, and I can see the difference. I can, let's say, define the benchmarks myself, and I would like to see who's doing better and who's doing worse. This is on the gender issue, but I want to have it not on the gender issue, but I want to have it on the shift level. So that's working time. Voila. Let's have a look at what's happening at the working time. And then I see people who are working during the day and people who are working in shifts. And then, indeed, it confirms again, if I look to the scheme, engagement, job satisfaction, stress, inappropriate behavior, absenteeism is all worse for the people working in shifts. So there I have a problem. There, as an HR director, I should focus on and I should work on. And then I can, of course, have a look again on the overview, and I can filter, because you can filter a lot with different groups, and here I want to filter on the working time. So I will only use the shift workers, and also I'm interested to see, they tell me that also especially the older people in the shifts have problems. So let me also take the older people, more than 45 years old, and see what happens with the results. Oh, I see a lot of red results for older people working in shift during the night, etc. So that's really a problem. And I see here, as an HR manager, I should take some action. And then I can go to what drives the, let's say, the unwell-being for this group. Then I can look to drivers, and I can see, okay, these are all kind of drivers that have an influence on my unwell-being of my older people. And I can look at all drivers, but I can also here, I can go, for example, to job demands to see what can I do with the job demands of these older people working in night shifts. I can, let's say, sort by deviation with the benchmark, and I can go from worst to best. And then I see what are the typical things for these older people that are really important for them on the job level, and what should I do? You see, acceptable commuting is an important issue. How I go to work, how I come from work. Maybe we should organize maybe some more interesting buses for our employees to go home, or taxi systems, or possibilities to have another regime. Breaks is important. Difficult external parties could be interesting. So let's see what we really can do, and here we have an issue. Last, it's just to give you a glimpse, if you want to, you can also look at what is really going good. And for example, the emotional burden is nice, the demanding responsibility is nice for this group. So you have also positive issues, and it's always good. And I think this also tool enables you to have a kind of balanced view on how things are, what are the good things and what are the worst things, and that you can really cope with both of them. Just for a last demonstration, I will put out all the filters, and I want to have a general view on engagement and stress. That's in general what people also like to see. How is the situation for engagement and stress in general, and how can I situate my different divisions in my company? Here we have gender, but I can go to divisions, for example. All my business units. Here I take business units. Oops. Okay, I see. The filter is not out. I should eliminate the filter, and then what I have here is I can have a look at all my business units in my company. I can see where are the business units with high stress, with high engagement, also with low engagement and low stress, or with high stress and high engagement. And the most problematic divisions or business units in my company are, of course, the ones who are in the red zone. That means high stress and low engagement. And you see here Division 3, Division 1, Division 5, and Division 13. And if I want to do something, I can go to that division, I can select, I can drill down, I can see what are the groups within this division who are scoring better or worse, and what can I do for it. So you see, it's a kind of general tool that provides information in order to drill down and see what you can do about it. Well, I see that it's almost done, but we have a couple of last slides, but then we have to turn to the normal presentation.
Time is
running
over already. Can I just take the last slide?
Yes.
So of course, anonymity and confidentiality is guaranteed. It's very important for the employees, otherwise they don't trust you as a partner. And that's also the reason why a lot of companies ask us to do the analysis, because all the data are gathered at Pulso. And also reporting is done only on group levels with at least 7 respondents. And if you want as a company to go to increase that level, that's also possible. So that's very important to have the buy-in of also the unions and your employees. Here you see how we manage this kind of projects and the timeline. So we do not only offer a tool, we guide organizations in the whole process. The preparatory phase is very important to do the sensitization, but also the preparation of the questionnaire, the preparation of the data collection, to inform the managers what kind of results will they get, how we will communicate, how we will guide them in interpreting the results and in building the action plan. Also, the unions are mostly involved in the preparatory phase. The survey itself takes 2-3 weeks. It's organized by Pulso. Most of the time it's an online questionnaire, but we can also offer other kinds of data collection methods. And the reporting, as I already told you, it's maximum 1 week after the data collection that all the results are ready, and we can give you access to the online dashboard. But we will also provide you with a management summary, and we will also guide you, of course, through the whole process and the interpretation of this dashboard, of these results, and how you can also, together with the managers, together with the employees and the unions, come to an efficient action plan. So we can support you in building this action plan. And of course, follow-up is also very important. To measure and remeasure also the effectiveness of your actions and to see whether there is indeed a positive impact on the well-being of your employees. So I think that's the most important thing that we wanted to present today. If you have any more questions, we are here for 2 days at our booth, but also here, of course. So don't hesitate to come to us and talk with us. Thank you.